So starting with new chapter, and chapter name is generation of electricity. So in this chapter what we will study, how the electricity is generated and from which source okay. So in this chapter we'll study how the electricity is generated. Okay, can you imagine the world without electricity? If there are no lights, then can you imagine? No, right? So electricity plays a very important role. So it plays very important role in our life, right? So the industries and domestic purposes we require electricity. For industries, bigger industries, also in our home we require electricity. So wherever there is power cut, so whenever there is power cut, we say a light goes, not a single appliance will work, right? In our home not single appliance will work. TV, AC, fan, everything will stop. So without electricity we can't imagine life, right? So now we'll see how electricity is generated. So electricity, there are stations, okay, for like say power station, generating station. Okay, so these are the stations. Which stations? Power station, generating station. So we have heard about the railway station. So here similarly this is a power station, or it is also called as generating station, right? So what happens in this power station? In this power station it has a big plant. There is a big plant in which electric power is generated using natural source. What we use? Natural source. That may be water, right? So this is we see in the power station. So what is in power station? It has a big plant in which electric power is generated using the natural sources. So we'll see the types. Okay, so the types, first one is hydro electric power station. Second one is nuclear power station. Third one is thermal power station. And fourth one is diesel power station. Okay, so these are the four types: hydro power station, nuclear power station, thermal power station, diesel power station. So in this power station what happens? We generate electricity. Okay, so remember these are the four, and in example they will ask, explain hydroelectric power station, explain thermal power station, right? They will ask any one, okay, or they will just say what are different types of power stations. You have to name these four power stations, and then they will say explain any one. So whatever or whichever you feel it is easy, you can explain it. Okay, but if they have asked explain hydroelectric power station, then only explain hydroelectric power station. Okay, now in today's lecture we'll see hydroelectric power station and nuclear power station. Okay, so what is the basic principle? On what principle this power station works? So first we'll understand that, then we'll see the hydroelectric power station. So in every station it has one turbine. Okay, so this is consider this is turbine, right? Now consider the example of hydro, that means water. What if the water will fall on this turbine? Then what will happen? This turbine will rotate, right? So this turbine will rotate Am I right? Because of this energy, because of this water falling energy, this turbine will rotate, and this turbine is coupled with the alternator. Here it is alternator. So this water falling on this turbine produces mechanical energy, right? And this mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Okay, so this is the basic principle that they have used in every generating station. So here the shaft of alternator. So this is the shaft of alternator and this shaft of turbine. So shaft of water turbine and shaft of alternator, they are connected. So whenever this will rotate, this will also rotate. And due to this rotation, this mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Just remember this. Okay. Now we'll see the hydroelectric power station. So this is our diagram. Okay. So this is our diagram. We'll see the components. So this part is the reservoir. Okay. I'll write here. This is reservoir. So this is dam. Okay, so this is what you are seeing here is gate opening. So we can open the gates. We'll discuss further. We'll just see the components. So this and this is the same. So this is the penstock, or you can simply call it a pipe. This is surge tank. This is a valve, and this is the powerhouse. This will go to switch yard, and this is the turbine. Okay, so this is the diagram. Just you can pause the video and then draw this diagram in your notebook. So I have given the name to each component. So these are the components of the hydroelectric power plant. Okay, so just pause the video and draw this diagram in your notebook, and I will give the explanation. So how it works. Okay, now we'll see how the working or what the working is. So basically this power station, so in its name it says hydroelectric power plant. So hydraulic energy means what? The energy of the falling water. So this is the reservoir. So water reservoir means the water is collected in particular part and it is behind or before the dam. So this is the water reservoir, means we collect the water, may it be from rain or any source. So we collect the water in this reservoir. Okay, so we stock the water in this reservoir. So where we install or where we think to plant this hydroelectric power plant. So this plant is placed wherever there is availability of water, right? In the hilly areas. So this are done before planning or selecting the place. The history of the rainfall is studied. Why? Because for this plant a main source is water. If water is there, then and then only this power plant will work. We will get or we can generate the electricity. So this plant is based where there is availability of water. Where the availability of water is more, we can place or we can install this dam there, right? So this is what are the where we install the dam. We install the dam where there is availability of water. Okay, so now this is the reservoir, this is the dam. So due to this building of dam, what happens? The water level or whatever the water is collected, it is behind this dam, and this is the gate opening. So whenever we open the gate, there is water flow from this penstock, right? So this penstock, so this is the penstock, or it can be simply called as pipe. Okay, and this is the valve. So this valve is controllable. That means we can control the water flow from this penstock, right? So we can control the water flow due to this valve. We can open it, we can close it. Okay. So this is the surge tank. So why we use this surge tank? So whenever there is a flow of water, so this flow will be like this, right? And then it will go to this. Okay. So whenever there is a flow of water and when this valve is closed, okay, in any condition if this valve is closed, then what will happen? Due to this pressure of water, this penstock may get damaged, right? Because the water will come and hammer here, right? So due to this, what will happen? Our penstock may get damaged. So due to this surge tank, what happens? This water will come back due to the pressure and it goes inside this. So due to this surge tank, we protect our penstock pipe, right? So this is the use of surge tank. Okay, now we'll see how it works. So the penstock, the water is brought from the valve house to the turbine through this pipe, right? So this water has some energy. Because of this falling water, it has kinetic energy. Due to this kinetic energy, this water will come and hit this turbine. And this turbine, due to this water, I have discussed in earlier that this is the turbine. So this is the turbine. Whenever water will fall on this turbine, then what will happen? It will rotate, right? So similarly here, due to this water, this turbine will rotate. And due to this shaft will rotate and this will create electrical energy. Why? Because of this rotation, it will create electrical energy. So kinetic energy first, it is converted into mechanical energy here. And then this mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. So this is how it works. So this is about the hydroelectric power plant. So this is the reservoir. In the reservoir we store the water. This is the dam and these are the gate openings. So when we require water, we open this gate and due to this water will flow. This is the valve which is controllable, so we can control the flow of water from here accordingly. So whenever the water comes and if the valve is open, then it will come here. And due to this turbine, because of this pressure, due to the kinetic energy, what will happen? This turbine will rotate, and due to this rotation, what will happen? This shaft attached, this will also rotate, and due to this, mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Okay, so this is about the hydroelectric power plant. So these are placed in the areas where water is available. So this is about the hydroelectric power plant. Now we'll see nuclear power plant. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of this hydroelectric power plant? So the advantages, so what are the advantages? First is cost of generation is very low. So generation cost is very low. So what we need? We just need water, and due to this water we can generate the electricity, right? So the generation cost is very low. This construction is simple. Third one is maintenance cost is very low. So there the maintenance cost, whatever will be the maintenance we have to take care of this dam, that is very low. It is neat and clean, right? So it is neat and clean. So life of this dam is more. No gases, there is no burning, so no gases are formed. It is a pollution free. So dam water is also used for irrigation. It can be used for irrigation purpose also. Its efficiency is very high. So these are the advantages. And what are the disadvantages? So the disadvantages are the initial cost is more. That means the building of this dam, the cost is more. The initial cost is very high. Suited for away from the load center. Okay, so where they are located only where the availability of water is there, suited for away from the load center, transmission cost is more. So if we have to transmit this energy, so we have generated this electricity here, and this is the switchyard, right? In this switchyard, what happens? The voltage, we increase the voltage level using the transformers. What we do, we increase the voltage level using transformers, and from this switchyard, this we have increased the voltage, right? So this high voltage is transmitted. Okay, so this is transmitted to the cities. Okay, so the transmission cost is more. Okay, for civil engineering construction, so high skilled engineers or experienced hands are required. Okay, so these are the disadvantages and advantages of that. Now we'll go to the nuclear power plant. So we learned the hydropower plant, right? Hydroelectric power plant. In that hydroelectric power plant, what we used water, right? So here, in nuclear power plant, what we have to do? So what is the construction and working of this? So it is similar, as I said. We have to just rotate this turbine. So there will be mechanical energy created, and this mechanical energy we convert it into electrical energy by this alternator, right? So the process is same, but the main part, so here in the dam we had reservoir, we stored the water, and due to that water this turbine we supplied that water to this turbine. So similarly in this, what we do, we create a steam. That means water is converted to steam, right? So this water is converted to this steam, and this steam goes to the turbine and rotates the shaft. Okay, so the water is converted in steam. So just remember here, water is converted into steam. So we'll see here in nuclear plant, we use a nuclear fission reaction. What we use? Nuclear fission reaction. So what is this nuclear fission? What happens whenever there is nuclear fission? Heat is generated. What is generated? Heat is generated. Okay, so remember, due to this nuclear fission, what happens? Heat is generated. So we use this steam. So water is converted into steam, and then steam rotates the turbine, and the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Now we'll see what is the nuclear fission. So nuclear fission is, so I'll write here, nuclear fission is splitting of uranium atom. Okay, so the nuclear fission is a splitting of uranium atom. So there is the chain reaction. So here chain reaction is formed. I will show here. So this is our, consider this is our uranium 235. So this is our uranium atom. So when uranium atom, so this is one uranium atom. So if it is bombarded with neutron, so this is neutron. Okay. So when the uranium 235 is bombarded with neutron, then what happens? They get splitted. So this uranium, when bombarded to this uranium 235, sorry, neutron when bombarded to uranium 235, they get splitted. So these are the uranium 235. So then they will again get splitted. Okay, so they will again get splitted. So this will continue. So this is called chain reaction. Okay, so this is chain reaction. So the nuclear fission is nothing but it is a splitting of uranium atoms. So because of this, what happens? The continuous chain forms. So this is called chain reaction. Okay. Okay, so this reaction, this splitting of uranium atom is happened here in nuclear reactor, right? Nuclear fission takes place in nuclear reactor. Okay, so the components of this nuclear power plant is nuclear reactor, heat exchanger where the heat is exchanged, this is the turbine, this is the alternator, condenser, cooling tower, boiler feed pump, and then this is coolant. So you can pause the video and just draw the diagram. I will explain the process. So what happens here? In this nuclear reactor, nuclear fission takes place, right? So as I said here, due to this nuclear fission, what happens? Heat is generated, right? So here heat is generated. So this heat, the coolant, so this is the coolant. Coolant, what it does? The coolant transfers the heat from heat reactor to the heat exchanger, right? So they are connected, right? So this coolant, the heat generated here is transferred to this heat exchanger. Okay. Now here you can see there is water storage, right? So from here, water will come here, right? So this water will come here, and this water, due to this here heat is generated, and this heat is given to this heat exchanger from this coolant. Now heat has come here, right? So due to this heat, the water from here, water storage will come from here and it will come here. So due to this heat, what will happen? This water will get converted into steam. So now this steam will come here through this, and then here in the turbine, what will happen? It will rotate the shaft, and these are coupled, right? So due to this, what will happen? The alternator will also rotate, and due to this, what will happen? The mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy, right? And this way the electrical energy is produced in nuclear power plant, right? Now this steam will come in condenser. Okay, what the condenser will do? Now this condenser will convert the steam back into water. Okay, so the steam is converted back into water. Now that water will be hot, right? Then what we'll do, we'll give this water to the cooling tower. So this cooling tower, what will do? It will cool our water and it will send back to the heat exchanger. Through this boiler fed pump, what will happen? The water that is to this. So this water will come back again. It will form steam, then it will come here, it will form water, then it will go in heat exchanger, it will form steam. Okay, so this is the process, and this is how the nuclear power plant works. So this is about the nuclear power plant. So now we'll see what are the advantages and disadvantages of this nuclear power plant. So the advantages. So the generating cost is low. So for the nuclear power plant, first advantage is, so what is the advantage? Generating cost is low. So the second advantage is a small quantity of fuel is required. The quantity of fuel is low. Okay, so the quantity of fuel is low. Transportation charges are also low. Of what transport we have to do? If the fuel we have to transport, if we have to we need fuel, then transportation of this fuel is also low. Very economical in large size. Okay, so it is economical in large size. Fifth one is clean and good looking. So here there is no any dirtiness will create, so it is clean and good looking. Okay, so these are the advantages of the nuclear power plant. Generating cost is low, quantity of fuel is low, transportation is low, economical in large size, it is clean and good looking. Now we'll see the disadvantage. So the main basic disadvantage of this is the fuel cost. The fuel cost is very high. Okay, so the fuel cost is very high, and the initial installation of this cost is also high. Similar to the hydro, the installation cost was high. Similarly here, and here the skilled hands, that means skilled people are required for the nuclear power plant operation. Okay, so the skilled hands and labors are required. So, and this nuclear power plant, where it is suitable or where we have to construct this. So as I said, here is water storage. Okay, so where the water supply is available in a large scale, there only we have to plant this nuclear power plant. Okay, so this is about the nuclear power plant. We have learned two plants, hydroelectric power plant, and second one is nuclear power plant. And we'll learn the another two, that is thermal power plant and diesel power plant, in next lecture. If you have any doubt in these two power plants, then ask, we'll solve it.